Okay. This is from toilet flange. Down looking to see. I think they brought the tablet in too. You need to be able to see because we can't over push. Hang on a second. I'm going to put this on a bucket or something. This is what I need. This tab on the purple. Watch it on there or the camera. So phones are big enough to see, clear enough to where I need to be able to see. So I won't accidentally put the line going on the right. Probably this thing, I guess. Yep. Looks like a cracking there. Yeah, that
Paper.
Yeah, but it's in a crack, I think.
Yeah.
And how deep that is, yeah, that's a crack. Look at it.
I want you to pull back.
I believe.
Pinholes, but yes.
In the belly right there, too.
Yeah.
Running and okay, sure, it's not that far, but for a gallon of milk, and it's a long desolate one, that's pretty, and it's fun once in a while.
Straight up paper?
No, that's chunks of metal.
You sure?
Well, but they have their name on the list for the.
Turn this thing on.
Sure.
No, just push button. Don't turn that on you. Just keep pushing all that straight up poop.
Those perfect kinds of.
So you can tell it's been empty a while. Because we're getting there's a crack right there
And what happens
on the left. It's got to be pretty outstanding for it to come out like it did. So my guess is it's up further. Stop, pull back. Go real slow. Turn the water on and see if you can disturb that a bit. Because that's too far for us to do anything as far as vacuuming it out.
They're going to get to me here. I'm not sure if they're going to get to me here. Oh, there it is. I'm not sure about that. There's flowing too.
Because I'm betting right at the bottom here it's gone, is my guess.
But as long as the original property is there somewhere.
We went to talk to the town.
I don't know if they're actually chewed up enough to do anything. The camera itself.
And non-committal on everything. And so I said, I've heard this, but if you keep one wall up, you build around it, and you do whatever. He goes, no, that doesn't work anymore. And I'm like, well, that's it, but it's like he's the one who did the permit.
Well, the other thing to think about, and certainly Mike and Jared, when you build it, you make it.
Well, that was actually what I said.
It's gonna, if you want something that stays in the family.
See what it looks like with some water there.
That was why I said, mainly, that when you said, that was a discussion that we talked about selling our house, I mean, I wanted it. And so then that's when Rick and Angie said,
Are you smiling?
Well, not yet.
well, he's not crying either, so that's good. And that's when Angie and Becky said, well, if you guys wanna do that, go ahead and do that, but then don't take the combined land, so that we'd always have the areas. And So, I mean.
Yeah, it's just going right in here.
What if we built something in here, or we did on ours, and we could inherit just the original land, you know, I mean, and it's just finally trying to do that and dissolve the ministry at the same time, my brain like exploded.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it depends on what.
Yeah.
What you're trying to create with that land. If
It's that one right here.
Family,
Yeah, well, that's.
a new house is gonna do.
What?
That's.
I know.
It's just pouring right in there.
Okay.
Where that paper and grease and everything is. There's a good ½ inch wide opening right there. You'll see it.
And I bet you it's channeling all the way down.
So it's just pouring right in. Look at it. Yeah, I'm sure it is channeling too. But I mean, I can literally see it pouring here, and then it's kind of a belly too, so it goes uphill. So everything kind of drains past, and once it catches up, it all drains out.
Turn it on just enough where it's not going past this. And then I want to go down there and watch, because there's quite the...
About 10-foot distance between the two.
Okay.
A little too much.
There's rules by the county, and there's rules by the county. If we were in Ferry Springs instead of Fair Springs, town of Stockbridge still has at least something, and you can do whatever. Stockbridge, even like when the, warehouses got wrecked, town of Stockbridge just said, you don't need to get building permits, we know you need to build, we'll get a, building permit here, this is a lot weirder. And so like there are some laws that are contradictory between Harrison and Calumet. So I said, okay, which one of these rules? And he said, so then we talked.
I got nothing. Really? Nope. Not that that isn't needing repair, but I got nothing.
Pouring right out. Right there.
Yep. Still running? Okay. Unless it just takes that long to run there, but I got nothing.
But, just, we just called it Kevin. You can see from the road there, and so I talked to him about it. He's like, yeah, I talked to somebody from the county, because I think the county surpasses the village. No, we can't decide to go on the rule. That's it.
Well, you can decide. Your
Well, that's.
home or the kids want that, but it's for that every time.
Still nothing, or?
Nope, nothing.
Then it turns.
Well, no, that's.
That's up and get it down here. Now it's so it's getting off the plate.
I'm still putting money on it at the end.
It's quite possible the weight was flowing out.
So, you know, I had half of this summer, you know, and then there's still stuff you don't have to do at home.
Yeah.
And you can't.
Yeah, it's dripping down right.
Right near the end there.
Yeah.
I thought I could see some drippage there, but I wasn't sure. And I just didn't know if it was clinging to the pipe and running that far down the channel.
No.
If it was actually coming
Back
out
up a bit.
somewhere right in here.
Right in there, right in that
Pull back a little bit. No more.
That's 2-3 feet back.
No, it's not. Right here is the joint, the bell. It's right before the joint.
Right before, this is the T going down into the floor.
And it sticks this far out, so it's
So that's about that.
right in there, yeah.
That's where I think the major leak is, because it
That's
came
more-
out of there.
Seam right
Yeah.
there on the right, I think.
Yeah.
That mineral.
Okay,
I believe that's the joint right there on the right. You see it on top?
right here.
No, forward. That white spot. No, right there. You see that little white line up a little higher?
Right here.
I think this is the joint, but I'm not certain. I can't really tell.
Yeah, I do see it there. No.
It might be it. It might not be it. But there is a hell of a crack right there too.
Yeah, and I bet you that's running over and down and
It hasn't been filling that high though.
no.
But it's on the bottom in here somewhere that it's running out. I don't know exactly where.
My feeling was that the thing probably settled over the years,
Oh, it has. There's no doubt
Yeah.
about that.
because usually they just fill this in with dirt and then they poured the slab over it.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a crack by the mineral. I can't tell for certain without taking a chain to it.
So what do? Run a cutter through it and clean it up really good? And
Yeah, well, we do that and then we can put a patch in, but right here's another crack.
Yeah, the whole thing's got cracks in the
Yeah.
road.
Go back into that crack.
Go back in.
There's somebody's lunch. And right here on the, going a little more.
yeah, some of
Right
that
here,
gets
stop.
there and just
You can see the crack from right here all the way up.
But there's no, I know I see that all the time, but you think it's leaking there?
That one I can't guarantee. This other one, yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
the other ones,
The one up front, yes, and then the one back here, most definitely.
Right here.
no.
I'm looking outside the pipe and if I
Yeah,
don't turn on the water very hard, you'll see in a few seconds here. This is only about 6-8 feet in.
I mean, to be totally honest, this would be a good candidate to shoot a liner in.
By the time you patch it, we'd almost have to do continuous patches, 4 feet, 4 feet, 4 feet, for
Yeah.
4 of them almost for this line to be right. And none of that's even making it out. So it's all dumping out the pipe because there's a belly here. We'd have to go back uphill.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can get this lined for, well, reinstating for that kitchen sink too could be a bear.
oh yeah, this,
I mean, as you see it, none of that's even staying in the pipe. The water flow that hard is not making it past this point.
Yeah, this is one for sure that needs it.
It's cranking up reasonably hard. It starts building past, and there's some that's finally flowing down the line. But you'll see when it stops, it all back drains this way then.
you'd still have to cut up this floor
For what?
to get the kitchen sink drain in. And
Well, depending on how that's plumbed, they don't have to. There is equipment you can go in and cut that out
Oh,
without
yeah?
doing anything, but that's beyond our forte.
Mhm.
I do have a guy out of Tourix does it, but as far as I'm concerned, he's overpriced in high pressure sales.
oh yeah, yeah.
I've been at places where he's replaced just the stack from the basement to the second floor, busted open the wall, and I saw the bill. There was no flanges, just Fernco.
Yeah, they
Busted open the wall and didn't finish the wall, and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
yeah,
Gone
it's-
from there to there, where that section, whole section is
So,
gone. You see the paper stuck in some of it, but it's whole. There's 3-4 feet going right there.
so you're
There's the
looking at-
sink.
Okay, ooh, that's gonna be a fun one. So you'd have to go right.
Right to here, basically, just past the sink.
Yeah.
You'd have to be on that fitting, because here's the connection.
Yep.
Everything past it's gone.
So that's a 4-footer.
Here's the sweep for the toilet.
Is it a navigate? Being 4-inch, that packer's smaller. We should have no problem getting through there. Okay.
It's
Go back
relatively good shape.
up to that flange or that sweep, that Y up there.
Y for the sink or the Y at the stack?
The Y at the wall. Down the other end. I'm gonna turn this sink on.
You can see that whole section right there definitely needs a 3-4 footer.
Let's see if we can get a little more of that scale out of the way.
don't want to put nothing in there to try to put another hole in the pipe.
No, that's figuring something very gingerly, even if it's the carbide backwards or something.
Since lately, when has anything gone gingerly? It's just, it's been...
Carbide backwards,
Can you
set very
imagine how
small,
much
just kind of bouncing
old
around.
stuff is out there and it's gonna be, and who's gonna repair it?
Even a 6 mil or something, but I'm afraid that would get outside.
We can't keep up. We got...
If they don't get more kids in this, they're...
Oh, you're not lying. God forbid they get dirty and they can't tap, and tap. I mean, that's
So Friday night.
insane.
Not enough. Not enough force to really move it.
We could put on some of them big skids, the plastic ones.
That might work.
We'll go see if we got any in the truck. We should.
It isn't going to take a whole lot to move this stuff. If it's not enough with the camera, just slides by it.
It was mine, I tried to patch those 2 spots and...
Yep.
Especially that.
Yeah, it's a shame that there's no crawl space underneath here, it's just concrete.
Fortunately, it's all too common.
Well, there must be some kind of a 45 on here somewhere, and it just goes right straight over there, or just straight.
Any 45.
You think that's right straight?
I believe so.
Yeah, it could be pretty close.
The sweep is literally a 90 that way.
Oh, it is, okay.
So I think it's just a straight line all the way down. I didn't see any bends.
Right underneath it.
The kitchen wise in at a 45 or something, I'm sure, but
Not
I
much
think the
more.
main line is pretty
Yeah,
straight.
it goes into the wall.
But
And it comes down underground somewhere and Y's on somehow at an angle.
Yeah.
wanted,
But I'm pretty sure the actual
Somebody did
4
it.
inch is just about a straight line.
he wanted to.
Because I haven't really pushed around any corners much. And in cast, usually you notice them pretty well.
Yeah, somebody did a repair underneath here.
And so now the big piece is that he wants the,
It's usually fairly obvious in cast. The corners are very blatant. Sometimes you even see them. Hold on. Go ahead.
Right, but I mean.
Go ahead, Mike.
I
Guess
just
you
see
got
a
the
very
other way.
wounded child.
They tipped it up so you can get in, but you must have went the other way.
So it's real important for him that it not be his fault. And I said, there's no fault, Steve. Nobody.
Surprised the inspector found it. They're so freaking moronic. Sorry.
No, I'm assuming you deal with them a lot, you can say that.
9 times out of 10, the inspectors I deal with couldn't find their own backside.
No.
You leaving this one on too?
I don't know, this one then, because he really wasn't.
My guy was obsessed with the water heater. A $300 water heater, and he spent like a half hour on it, I think. About how old it was, and it's so rusty looking, and it's like, that's nice, I'm gonna replace it.
But it was, she left the house because we babysat. And we watched the screaming coming out of Anthony.
No, it should just twist up.
So then you can just scrape the bottom a little bit and
So we're hoping.
not get it
Maybe I
caught,
should have put them on after the fact.
And it was,
not get it caught in there.
Yeah, pull them off. I should have put them on after. Well, that's always the plan, but
The screwdriver, should be out still.
no, I put it away.
You ever get the nightmare where that camera falls in the hole and you can't
Oh, yeah,
get it
yep.
back?
I did in the shower.
Yep, when I was actually getting certified for the pipe patch, camera head got stuck.
Oh.
Well, we got the guy from Minneapolis or from Minnesota, or Michigan here. Well, gotta get going. Whoop! Ripped it right
Pull that
off. Had no choice. Probably gotta pop them both off. But it was an old one that I was planning on replacing, but
Yeah.
it's still kind of hard to leave $3,000 sitting in a hole in the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's one of those things, you know. This one, last year, probably this time, maybe a little longer ago, either the camera head geeked or the old monitor geeked. Well, whatever one broke took out the other.
So I thought it was the monitor, ordered up the new monitor, $5,000. And then,
Yeah, this is nice.
well, it records right to the phone, so. And then ended up having to put a new camera head on too. That was, and a remanufactured one was $2,800. But it's
So
one of
you
those
take
things.
your chance.
Yeah, the smaller handheld ones we've gotten them stuck so many times, but we've gotten real good with pool hose because we'll undo it on the real side, slide a big long section of pool hose in, and just wiggle the pool hose until it kind of pushes up on the head, and then pull it out.
Pretty good at getting in there with a second camera, watching it, bouncing a retriever,
It's,
Okay,
bouncing back up and out of the holes a few times.
we've had some real strange doozies lately,
Push
having to get
rods with-
stuff out.
push rods with cut off soda bottles to pull the
Oh,
camera
yeah.
into to give it an angle on the backside and pull it back up.
Now you got to get inventive.
Do what you gotta do. How far up do you want this?
Just enough where you can push the debris up. So
Do I want to be in the spring section? Or
yeah, that's fine.
I didn't know if I wanted to be in the open section. or
That's
not.
fine.
So we get in the open section, I'm not sure how it moves. versus-
That one's actually been cut down for a 3-inch. Don't use them often, but as you can see now, it's pushing the head down. But I think that was
All
just
middle
scale.
or scale or how rough the pipe is in most sections either, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, none of this cast iron is created equal. Some will last forever. You can hardly saw it, and some will.
Well, I'm seeing a lot more look really, really bad because you know how you used to cut out kitchen sink lines are the oddball out of everything, but you used to cut up a 4-inch stack, 3-inch stack, greasy. Not anymore. Antibacterial soap is killing everything in there, which, you know, I guess good for me. We do more descaling now than we ever have.
Go back a little. I'm waiting for the water to get here.
It's right in here.
I think so too. If I look at
Yep,
it.
I can almost see the hairline.
I just saw a bug come through it.
Yep, yep. Okay, yep, you can see it.
All the crap would plug it up at some point.
Well,
I'd hate to see what this pipe looks like when if you had to pull it out.
we've actually been doing, on average, the last couple of weeks, it's been slow, but anywhere between 4 and 6 D scales a week, going with carbides and polish the inside. And it's a very time-consuming process. But we have great results.
Yeah, otherwise it gets so rough inside that you
It
can't-
catches everything, yeah. And people don't realize all this waste and paper just does not flush out. It doesn't. It stays there.
Yeah, and you go
Metal
back
part
and
will
go
never
back
work.
and run the snake down and you go back. That's why I just said, I'm done. I hate putting. I
Well,
have
we-
a snake, I'll run it down there. If it's a plastic one, yeah. But if it's cast iron, then you just.
We've gone to what's called a flex shaft. It's a outer plastic casing with an inner casing, inner snake that spins. We're able to push it all the way in until you hit a clog, then turn it on, because just going in. As you go in with a 3.5-inch cutter, 3-inch cutter, you're knocking all that stuff off, and it doesn't flow out. It just doesn't. And then we got to come in and tell them, well, yeah, whoever it was got your clog open, but it's technology. You got to keep up with it. I mean, those flex shaft machines are $18,000 a piece.
Yeah, and it's the only way to go. And
Maybe you want to put that skid a little further?
by the time you just move the roots out of the way, and then.
Well, see, when we clean around with the flex shaft, we have the camera in there, but put behind so we can watch it. It speeds everything up. Minute it drains, got the camera in there. Oh, this joint, spin it up, it's done. Spin it up, it's done. I can clean an 8-inch pipe from a 2-inch opening without having to jet, flood. But you know, it's not a cure-all. You go in there and get major roots on that cutter that you can't get off. Guess what? You ain't coming back out that hole.
Yeah,
Got it where you're yanking it. And the
Oh,
roots
yeah, just the cable
break
machine
and
itself
coming.
too.
And you're wondering, when is the cable gonna break? And
Yeah, I've had to sit with, thank gosh, when I first started doing this, and it was early 90s, the machines didn't have power feeds. So you'd be sitting there spinning right where it's hanging up and waiting for the roots to get cut up. Now it's not so bad. You have the power revert, the power feed, you know, step on the button, put it on reverse, and it takes, you know, sometimes 10, 15 minutes to get the stuff to cut off. But without a feeder, oh my God, it'll just kill you.
And that's because I did ask her, I said, Angie, why have you continued?
What's the best we're gonna see without taking a cutter through there?
Before the kids, I
What's it?
didn't.
Does drain in here in a second.
And she said, after the kids, I was too scared for the kids. And,
They'll survive.
well,
But that's,
yeah,
I mean, I've lived through that, Jennifer's lived through that, in that tear of, there's nothing. I remember once, Patrick and called me in the middle of the night, because he was scared. And I had to sit in that phone and listen. And you have to say to your kids, can't do that. You know?
well, the answer I was able to give to her that I said,
Oh,
Angie,
see if
I
it's
showed
sucking in like the other one, I'm just not seeing it.
but I said, again, your life.
Stop.
Right
There,
there.
hop out and if you can. Watch, I'll fall and hurt myself.
I'm going to see what happens once the water gets there, if I see it go in like the other one, if I see it just all go past. Oh man. I was hoping to watch for the water. I'll hide the water if I know where to get there and send it off. It's all right there.
You think somebody would come up with something, you could plug it on each end and put something in there until it fills it up and then just rebore it.
Yeah.
Some kind of.
You could line it
or
with
whatever.
3-inch if you want.
Yeah, you could pound a 3-inch as far as you could, and I've seen that where lamers just has a mole and they pull
Yep, first
it in. Yeah.
Right
You want to
there.
for a little bit of water.
No, I see the crack right now.
Didn't you?
Yep. Maybe it's I see it because it's underwater, but I can see it plain as day right now. Right there. Right there, all the way to the bell.
That's the bell right there.
Well, no, to the, excuse me, to the Y.
To the-
You
yeah.
can see it right here, all the way to the Y.
Yeah.
This presents a curious issue to it. Because we have to leave a certain amount on the other end.
Right there. Depends on how they wanted to do it or something. Mr. Plumber here, you can actually cut out a piece of stack for us, we can access it, patch it with a piece right on it or something,
That would be my suggestion at this point.
because that, we can't do by ourselves, but if a plumber's involved, he can put the stack back together for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because with
That
the,
would fix that one, but then we got one
yeah,
further down
yeah, we
here.
got two here. So you'd have to cut that end off there. And what we would do is get what we could off, cut her as close to the wall as we can,
and then we can knock that piece off, but hopefully it doesn't go all the way up, becomes the issue. But what I would do is,
How am I gonna patch? Because that's right. That T's right close to the wall, and that's
Yeah.
just gonna all disintegrate.
yeah,
We
I know.
patch a piece of PVC on the end.
Or you could
Zip
patch.
inside
You
the
could
wall.
patch one into their way.
Yeah, well, what I would do is we would leave it sit there. Where you cut it, there would be a piece of PVC sticking out of the wall.
Okay.
We would patch it right to that. I'd show you the pictures on the phone, but we'll show you in a minute or three.
Basically, take a 2 or 3 foot section, kind of reach inside with a cutter, slice it off into the wall a little bit, patch a piece of PVC sticking out the wall 2 feet for you to slice off, put your Y on.
Yeah.
Or, well, sand probably, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
So we have,
But that's how we did it for someone else, where it broke right at a wall, left a piece out between the two.
You still got a leak somewhere in here.
Yeah, there would be more than one, we'd have to do the one up, then come back and do that one down there.
That's the major one, I think, over there.
It's the one right at the end, with it right at the end, it's coming and channeling right out. The one back here is probably finding its way into the ground deeper and not making it out there, making it down on the ground, getting over the sump pump or
Not
something.
right away. usually the sump pump starts to stink after a while. I don't know if there's a sump pump.
Depending on how
Take a
far
4 and a
it's
2
going, filter.
there.
You're gonna send a bunch through and flush it too.
You can if you want.
Definitely should have been good floor at that point. Sink full end with over full longer now, so as much as I could possibly send to try to do it minus the toilet, but I'm assuming the disposer had a little better velocity than the toilet would have anyway. Maybe not. But then
Okay, so it
return.
starts right.
Yeah, you definitely can see it a lot clearer now with all that stuff flowed out.
So,
It's not quite right to the end then.
no, it's not, which is
Not
good
bad as I
because right there is where the end would be.
Was that spam number? Same number. Yeah, you can see it right there when you.
Yeah, but you got to go all the way to the end, otherwise
Oh, yeah.
the packer itself, because that's probably right to the bell.
Yeah, I'm guessing the crack stops when it turns into the sand tee. Usually once there's a crack in cast, it follows the same piece of cast until it gets to the end of it and then
So, okay. So,
goes to the next bell or something. That's probably where it's pushed inside the sand tee. It stops or something. Hard to tell, but... Or that, you said there's a stub piece in the sand tee or something maybe. But yeah, definitely right in that section for a couple of feet for sure. So there's the next joint, so
so at this point,
it'd have to be a 4-footer there. It's more than 2,
yeah, oh, yeah.
so it'd have to be 2 4-footers for sure.
You know when you see the end of the crack or appear to be.
When you're bouncing too fast. Right. A little more. They're getting very close to the end if you're not at the end of it.
Okay.
It might be another couple inches because I know there's a joint coming pretty
So
quick.
we have a 4
There's
and a
a joint.
possible 2 there.
There's a joint, so another 4 to 6 inches was the joint that we'd
Okay.
want to go to. So, unfortunately, 2 I don't think is going to cut it.
No.
On either
That
one.
Definitely have to be a 4.
And the one up closer was a good 2 to 3 feet long crack.
But that, I mean, it would be there in general, but that
Right there it started.
Cause I remember my attorney
Right there's the joint. So
From there, forward until there. Next joint right there.
okay, so let's see how long that one is. Let me know when you think it stops.
Right. You're just past where you need to stop, I believe.
It's gonna have to be another 4.
So I think it's about 2.5, 3 feet long section we need for sure. I kind of measured it the first time roughly, but I just thought a 2 was gonna be a hair too short.